Okay. So let us start this file system. So file system means orientation or organization of files and folders. Files and folders. So before I explain about this Linux file system, so I'll just tell you, even for our Windows also, even for our Windows, I mean local desktop, you see the C drive, you see the C drive, there are some set of files and folders here. Yes or no? Set of files and folders.
Yes, sir.
Familiar. So some files or most of the files in your C drive is related to your operating system, related to your operating system and also your applications. We don't keep in C drive our personal what we call as user data. Rest of the all the files and folders which are there in C drive contains your OS files and application files. So files are of three types of files. One is OS, operating system files, which are key, essential, must. Second thing is, which is helpful for the user interface, that is your applications. Applications like maybe like your Office or Player or Acrobat Reader or anything. These are called as applications where users interact with these applications. So that is one. And the third one is the user data. See, all these things are files and folders. Is this clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Suppose if I tell about Windows, is this OS or application?
OS, sir.
Operating system. Must and should. There can be several folders inside. You can see all these folders, ENUS or maybe Win32 or maybe something like this. All these folders are related to your operating system. Whereas your program files, the program files,
Applications, sir.
mostly the applications. You see, there are some default applications will be there, but there are some installed applications. Like if I have installed Acrobat Reader, that is Adobe, your antivirus, your Google, or something like that. All these things are mostly related to applications. So these are in this way. This is organized. In your C drive. But whereas if you have gone to D drive, this is there anything related to OS or related to applications?
No, sir.
No,
No,
they're
sir.
all user data, how we organize. Same thing in Linux also. We have several folders and files. Several folders, especially certain related with operating system. Like if I have a DVD drive or something like that, the last drive will be your DVD drive, right? The last E drive or F drive, something like that. If you are inserting some pen drive or something like that, what happens?
E-drive will sensor.
Additional drive will come. So like that, those drives will start coming. Same thing here also. In our file system, in our Linux file system, we have several folders and files. Let us understand each and everything. So for going through that, you have to go to the root directory. The root is called as a reverse slash cd space. So we learned about cd space dot cd space dot. We have learned dot is current directory, dot is called as a parent directory, slash is called as reverse slash. This is called as a reverse slash. What is this called?
Reverse slash.
Reverse slash is called as a root.
Root, sir.
It's called as root directory. Root. So where are we now? When we say PWD, we are in root.
Roots.
Yeah, please listen from now. Very, very important. So cd space slash means we are going to the root directory. So I'm explaining about the file system. Please remember, please listen carefully. So there are several files and folders which are there. So we have to learn about understanding these files and folders is called as the file system. So whenever I say LL, you see there are several files and folders. Most of them are folders only. How do you identify which one is file or a folder? The start
D start
D
for
folder.
directory, sir. Hyphen is for file.
directory. So do you see any file here? No.
No, sir.
No, sir.
We see only directories. So that is how your root directory is organized. So let us start from the first folder. The first one is bin. Bin. Is it a folder or a link folder?
Link folder, sir.
Link
So yesterday we learned about link. Link means it is somewhere, it is a shortcut. This is not the original one. So where is the original one?
User
User
bin.
In user bin.
Yes, sir.
User lib.
In user bin. So this folder exists in this particular one, and here this is called as only a shortcut. Okay. So bin stands for binary. Again, I repeat, bin stands for binary files. Binary means all the commands. The commands. So most of the commands which you have learned till now, the user commands, not the super user commands, the user commands. So from now onwards, I'll use the word called as super. What is meant by super? Super means that higher privileges is there. Like who is the topmost boss is called as the super. So these Americans use the word called as super. Okay. So we don't call here as an administrator. We call here as a super user. User, super user. Ordinary users are having limited privileges, whereas super user has full privileges. He can even destroy the system also. He can shut down, he can destroy whatever he wants, he can do. He is the super user. And that is also called as root user. So we also call as root user or super user. Anything is same. So please understand the conventions. User, super user. So bin contains the files related to bin is binary, contains the files related to the files, executable files of users. Like for example, ls-l, you did that right, date, cls, clear, sorry, not cls, cler, clear, basic calculator, all these basic things you have done, right? mv, cp, mkdir, rmdir, all these files are located in bin. Understand?
Yes, sir.
Executable files. This, if without that command, it won't work. Without that command, it won't work. These are called as binary files. So all this is completely OS related only. We don't have any files. User related files or user data won't be there in this bin. And this is owned by, who owns this folder?
Root, sir.
Please understand this. I explained about this. This is nothing but the owner, the owner of this file or a folder. This is the group owner. We don't have, the user and the group is same here. So that's why we call it as a group root for this bin. Now next folder, boot. What is boot? Booting. What is the meaning of booting? Yeah.
Starting.
Startup. So startup, we call it startup. So the operating system, when it want to start, yeah, these files are used. The folders in this file, which is called as a boot. Okay. So remember that this is very, very important directory. It contains the kernel. What is kernel?
Kernel, it is the
Core of the OS.
Like the heart. It's like the heart. If the heart stops, finished. The life is gone. Same thing. The kernel is there in which folder?
Boot.
Boot. Kernel, the core important. The file boot is there in this boot. Okay, not only kernel, we also have modules. Modules. What is the meaning of modules? It's like your device drivers in your MS Windows. Like you have various devices, right? Like a webcam, like a mouse, keyboard, etc., all this. So all these things, it requires some additional drivers in order to get run by the operating system where the user interacts. Same thing here also. All the device drivers we call here as modules. And this is available in boot directory. I'll show you. ll/boot. You see, there are several files here. The important file, which is called as, this is a VM Linux. You see this file I have highlighted?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
This is called as kernel. This file is called as kernel, which is about 10 MB size, approximately. and you see init rd, this file, img image file, this one and the other things, init ram fs, all these things are called as modules. Not only that, you also have a bootloader files also. I mean, bootloader contains the partition information. What is the size of your, I mean your Linux operating system? Maybe do you have any additional volumes also? Partitions. What are all the partitions which are done, etc., which is there in grub. Grub is a full form. We have Grand Unified Bootloader, actually, the full form. So we have this grub where we are not supposed to touch any of these files as a user. Only the admin does all those things. Only the admin does. So please understand this one. Very, very important files. These are called as boot files. And this is owned by, this folder is owned by
Root user.
root.
Group.
So you understood about what is bin? What is bin?
Binary, sir.
Binary.
All the user related commands and all these things will be there in this. Boot contains the boot up
Suitable files.
kernel, modules, bootloader, all those kind of files will be there. Now coming to the next one, D for dev. Device. In Linux, I tell you, in Linux, every device is a file. Every device is a file. Like keyboard is a file, mouse is a file. Even your CPU is a file, your memory is a file. Your monitor is a file, webcam is a file. Everything is a file. Understood, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Everything is
Yes,
a
sir.
file. Everything like your what we call as external drive or your CD-ROM drive or your hard disk. Normally, those are called as drives, files. But here, everything like your keyboard, everything is a file. See, when you say /dev, you see this one, there are several files. See, all these are files only. You can see here, console is a file. Okay. Yeah, you can see this. Input, K message, log, mapper, memory is a file. You see, mem is a file, port is a file, NVRAM is also a file, random is a file, snapshot is a file, K message, log. Okay. Still more are there. You can see TTYs, terminal typewriters, basically TTYs. All these are files only. And you see when hard disk, everything is a file. VGA, monitor is also a file. XVDA is partitions actually. XVDA1 is a partitions. Hard disk partitions is also a file. So these files, you see the starting, there is a character called a C. Do you observe this one?
Yes, sir.
Sir, you told about D. D is for directory. Hyphen is for file.
Files.
What is this C?
Character.
C is a character. Yeah, C for character only. Character device file. There are two type of file systems actually, files, device files especially. Character device file, and you see there is another one model. I'll show you. You also know about L for link file.
Yes.
Okay.
Sir, logs for log is S.
Yeah, there is a B. You see this one B?
Sir,
B.
binary file, sir.
Binary, sir.
No. It's a block device file.
Block device.
Block device, character device. Two type of files. See, Linux is very clear what exactly it means. Okay. So systematic, too systematic. So character block device files means which contains something called as a file system. That type of files are called as block device files. If it doesn't contain file system, it's called as a character device files. Just understand that B for block device, C for character device. Okay, if I want a little bit more detailed also, I can tell, but that is not required. So B for block device file, which contains file systems. These are partitions, so that's why it contains file system. And you see here, there is no space. Unlike files, we have space, right? Here you see 7 comma 132, 202 comma 0, all these things. No need for all of you to understand. This is a major number and this is a minor number, etc., etc. All those things are there. So this is how your what we call as device directory is understood. Is this clear? Device? All your devices are there in this particular, and it is managed by
Group owner, sir.
and it is an OS related file. See, all these things, bin, boot, dev, all these things are managed by operating system. We are not supposed to do. It's not user related. It is OS related. Normally in your C colon Windows, do we operate anything? Windows? We don't do anything, right? We don't do any modifications. We only just shut down or even start the Windows operating system. Yes or no? The C colon Windows, we don't do anything, right, in that folder.
Yes, sir.
Similarly, here also we don't do anything. These three. The next one, etc.
Sir, one question.
Yeah, please ask.
If you see the logs folder, it is showing like S in the first character.
Sorry?
In the logs directory, it is showing S in the first character.
Directory.
Log here, sir. KSMG. Yeah. First letter is S.
S.
What?
See, there are various other type of files also. There are actually 7 type of files. First one, D for directory, you all know. Okay. D for directory, you all know. Second one is L for link file, you all know that. If it is hyphen,
Files.
Normal.
it's a normal file. Normal file. These three you know. Today you have learned about 2. One is C for character device, D for
Block device.
block device. 5. Total 5 you learned. Still 2 more are there. Still 2 more are there. S is for socket. S is for socket files. Is this clear?
Yeah, sir.
S for socket. Let us not go in depth about that. This is not device file. This is socket file. Socket basically establishes connection between 2 communication lines, 2 communication devices. Socket. Is this clear? S for socket. Since you asked, I communicated, otherwise it's not required for you to know.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Okay. So this is the 6th one which is there. So now let us go back to this what we call as etc. Very important directory for the admins. Very important directory, etc. See, if you remember the other day, we were copying a file called as PASSWD. From which folder we were copying? You all remember? For running this cut command, cut filter, we were copying a file from a different folder, right?
Cat etc password.
etc. From which folder we have copied? etc. So etc is a very, very important directory for admins especially. You know why? Because it contains all your script files. Script and configurations are there in etc. Understood, everyone? You need to somehow by heart. If you want to choose your career in any of one of the Linux related, especially in DevOps or something like that, you need to know Linux. Without learning Linux, please don't choose DevOps. Don't learn DevOps, because if you don't know Linux, your DevOps will not be fulfilled. There are some people who learn DevOps without learning Linux. For them, it is a heads up. I'm telling you, you will not learn much. You will only try to always struggle in learning this DevOps, because Linux is the base for. So, and Linux, the file system is very, very essential, like yesterday's process. Is this clear? What does etc contain?
Scripts and
And
Executable files.
not executable. Executable files are there in binary. Please don't get confused. Script and configuration. Yeah, I clearly mentioned script and configuration files are there in etc. Executables are nothing but binaries. Those are staying in bin folder. Okay, is this clear, everyone? Bin,
Yes, sir.
boot, dev,
One,
at
two,
etc. Please note down, very, very important. So home, This is again another one, which you are all familiar. So our home is nothing but your home folder for the users. Home folder for the users. Like in C prompt, if I say C prompt, if I say this users, what is this users for? What is this users for? What does it contain?
Different types of
Contains all the data of the user.
It doesn't contain any software data. It contains,
users.
User interface, sir.
it contains users. Yeah, you can see there are various users. Users, all the data. Not users data. You can say as that this is your users home folders. Home folders, users home folders. It doesn't contain any OS. It doesn't contain any applications. It contains only users home. Like you can see desktop, documents, maybe something else, whatever are the things which are there. You can see downloads, favorites, see links, all these things are considered in your users. Same thing here also. Same thing here also in home. So if you go to home, your EC2-user, where your desktop, your home folders, all these things will be there. The files and folders which you are learning, you are creating while learning, where do it stay? Where do it stay? It stay in home folder. Is this clear? If
Yes,
I
sir.
say LL home, you see EC2-user is there. If you see this EC2-user, okay, you see there are no files as of now. But the files which are your, if you have created any files in your home directory, it will be listed in this home. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
we understood about home. Home is a directory where your home directories are there. Users home directory files are there. And now lib and lib64. Please understand, this is again system oriented. I mean root owned. Lib means library. Libraries. You all know that Linux, okay, is basically have many scripts related to C, maybe something related to other operating systems also, some other package also. So the library, C contains libraries. OS related functions, all the functions, it requires libraries. So libraries. So those libraries are stored in lib and lib64. Is this clear? Lib and lib64. Lib is libraries, the system related libraries, maybe the application related libraries, OS related, whatever it is, those are stored in lib. Application related libraries won't be in this. I'll tell you why. Linux doesn't confuse each and everything. Here we have only OS related libraries. Is this clear? Understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So lib and lib64 are same. This is 64-bit and this is 32-bit. Now, local and media. These two folders at a time I'll say. Media. So what does this contain? Media. Both of them are very similar. Small difference. Media. Like as I mentioned, like if you are inserting any external drives, like your hard disk, external hard disk, or your removable media like SD card or something, right? So if you are inserting in your Windows, what happens? You will get the last drive automatically. And once you click that, you will see your files. Understood? In Windows, if you insert your SD card or your, pen drive or something like that, what happens? Or CD drive, it will be the last one, right?
Yes, sir. Last one.
You click that, automatically you can see the files and folders. But here, once you insert your pen drive, the files and folders you can see in media directory, in media folder. It will not come something else, D drive or E drive or F drive like that. You will not see. You go to this media and then you can see these files. Clear? Since we are using this cloud, we can't insert anything locally over there because the servers are remotely done. So if you see here now //ll, if you say about media, nothing will be there. Nothing will be there. All nothing, zero. Is this clear? We don't
Yes, sir.
This is only for desktops, not for servers. But still the directory is as it is and it is owned by root. If you insert any external drive, pen drives or something like that or external hard disk, it will be coming in pen media folder and the files and folders can be watched accordingly. So now the most important one, MNT. MNT is also similar like media, but it differs in certain things. Media is only for the local, like your SD card or pen drive or external hard disk or something which you insert physically to the USB. MNT is a share which can be accessed remotely, like someone has shared a drive to you. Sharing. You all know, right, what is sharing? Drive sharing.
Yes, sir.
Especially in Windows. So you can see the shared drives also. Same thing here also. If anyone shares from a different folder or from a different server to you, you can see those folders in /mnt. Is this understood? Yes or no?
Yes, sir. Understood, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. That is /mnt. Now next is OPT. Very, very important for application people, not for us. I mean, if you are the application person, OPT is very, very important. So what does it contain? See, there are various type of applications. The first type of applications are very small applications. One is large and enterprise class applications. Understood? Large enterprise. Suppose you are installing something like enterprise application like Oracle. Oracle is a large enterprise, right? SAP, large enterprise application. Small applications, you are installing an Acrobat reader. It's not an enterprise application. It's normal desktop application. Understood the difference between enterprise and small applications? Both of them are applications only, but enterprise applications means a large application. Understood? The differentiation of applications. Yeah, everyone, I hope everyone is attentive.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Sir.
that's nice. Listen, very important. So OPT is for enterprise class applications, very large applications. You want to install Oracle. So where do you install? In which folder you install?
C.
OPT.
PT.
Normally over there, C colon, program files or something somewhere, you create a folder and then you install, right? Or sometimes C colon Oracle or something like that you create and then you install. Here it's not like that. You can install in OPT. This is reserved for that. In OPT, you can create a folder called as Oracle and then you can install. That is meant for that. It is very systematic. In this way, you can easily understand. Suppose today, now, if you see anything is there in OPT, may not be anything. There is something which is called as ABS, AWS, and RH, where you don't have much applications in that. Some applications, small applications we don't normally keep here. We normally keep in /user, but otherwise enterprise class we keep it in /OPT. Whatever it is, OPT is a file system which is applications, which contains only application. No OS files will be there. No OS related files will be there. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now the next one is the proc. Proc means, anyone, any guess?
Process related, sir.
Absolutely. It is a processor file system. It is not process, it is processor. Okay, it is processor file system. You may ask, sir, what is this processor file system? You have the CPU, right? CPU inside your
Yes, sir.
system. It is completely managed by CPU and it is a reserved location for the CPU to do its own work. Processor related file system. So there is a lot of things. Whatever CPU wants to do, it will do only in proc. It will do only in proc. This is completely a dynamic file system. What's the meaning of dynamic file system? The files keeps on changing, the data keeps on changing. and we don't know all those things. I'll show you the proc. So if you see this proc, there are several files. All the files will be in 0 only. All files are there in 0 only, because this is what CPU is reading. When it reads, then it keeps the data. Until then, it doesn't. Suppose I tell you, I'll open one of the file. Maybe there is one file called as CPU info. You see the CPU info? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
What's the size of this file? It's a regular file, right? Normal file only.
0.
0 means that you may think that there is no data inside that. 0 means there is no data, right? So I'll say cat / proc, okay, CPU info. So it should not show any information, right? It should not show any information, but it has. You see this one. It will tell you the CPU, what type of CPU it is. It is a genuine Intel with a Xeon CPU of so and so. CPU model, everything. You see all the information related to the CPU. The CPU speed is 2.4 gigahertz. Okay, the cache size is something like 30 MB, something is there. The cache size. And you see these are all the various flags related to CPU, FPU, floating point unit, VME, Versa model. So Europa, like that, there are many flags which are there, many flags. You can see almost all the flags which are there. So based on this CPU, type, the flags also will be there. MMX, multimedia extension. Okay. You can see the other flags also, various other flags. SSC, stream simmed in execution. And these are all related to graphics. Hypervisor, very important flag for us. Hypervisor, which is used for virtualization. So these are all the CPU related like that. So yeah, this is related to proc. Understood about proc? What is proc?
Processor.
Processor.
Is a processor file system. Very, very important. Processor file system. Okay. So now, then next is a root. What did I say when I said about home? What is this home for?
Users.
It's for the users. Users?
Home directory.
Users home directory. This is root's home directory. Super users home directory. Like I mentioned, home for the user's home directory, this root is the root's home directory. Root. If you log in as root, the username as root, normally no user, especially the cloud, it's not expected that you can log in as root. Amazon doesn't allow you to log in as root, basically due to security reasons. So that is the reason he has given as EC2 user. But if you want to log in as root, this root is the home directory. Root is the home directory. Like when you log in, if you say PWD, you will get home EC2 user, right, as of now. But here, once you log in as root, as a super user, okay, you will see /root as their home directory. As of now, if you see, there are no files in root. There are no files in root, nothing. And permission also is not denied because this is not owned by users. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the now next one is run. Run is also not being used. It is something related to operating system only. We don't use that. Now the other thing is sbin. Sbin. Okay. So we already spoke about bin, sbin. What is the difference between bin and sbin? Bin, what is bin? At least tell me.
Binaries.
Binary means that user commands. So here sbin, S for super.
Super user
Super
binaries.
binary, yeah, super users, executable commands. Like I'll tell you, CLEAR, is it a user command or is it a super user command?
User commands.
User command.
Shutdown, user command or a super user command?
User command.
No,
Super user.
super user. You're shutting down the server.
Correct.
You want to install a software.
Super user.
super user. Okay, you want to what we call as list the process.
Normal user.
So,
User command, ps-ef, anyone can use. Okay, suppose if you want to create a user,
Super user.
super user.
so you understood, right, what super user can do and what user can do. Normal, the regular things, what commands which we use is users, but anything specific to the change in the system, that is sbin. Sbin also contains commands only, but it is related to super user.
Super user.
Only super user can run those commands, not user, not users. Okay, that is sbin. That is sbin. Both of them are located in user sbin or user bin. Both of them is a link file here. So srv. So as of now, this is servers folder. Basically, we don't have any what we call as data inside in this. It's not been used also. It's not been used. It is managed by the root. It's managed by the operating system itself. If you see this ll space srv, you don't have anything. No files are listed. We also call this a server file system. What for it is used means that normal user is not required to bother. Okay, so we don't have, and it is completely managed by the operating system itself. Same thing sys, server and sys, both of them are similar. Both of them. It looks different. SRV and SOS, the system related, you don't have any files in this. It is 0 bytes file system only. Even in SRV and SOS also, it is completely managed by the operating system. Yeah, I think you have some files here related to operating system. The functionalities you can see, block device, all these things which I mentioned, devices, firmware, hypervisor, kernel, modules, power, etc., etc. This is completely related to operating system only. Understood, everyone? Says
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
okay. Now the most important one, temp. Very, very important, temp / temp. So this / temp is a temporary file system. Temporary file system means that, see where it is being used. I'll tell you very simple. A user A, there is a user B. Again, I repeat, user A, user B. Two users are there. User A wants to share files to user B. Can he access user B's home folder? No, right? You are user A, user B. Both of them have individual login IDs. So if user A wants to transfer a file to user B, can he transfer to another directory?
Yes.
No, he can't. He can't.
No. Without other user permissions, we can't.
Yeah, because a user A cannot see or even go into user B. So what he can do, he can basically copy this file to temp. Okay. User B can access the files from temp. So it is a temporary file system. We call it a temporary file system. So where users can exchange their files. That is one. And also this temp is a folder. Once you reboot the server, the administrator writes in such a way that all the files in the temp folder is vanished. It's a temporary. Normally, if you reboot the server, it is used only as a temporary file system where the files are all deleted once you reboot. So that is how this temp is being used. Is this clear? Temp
Yes, sir.
functionality mainly is that to users to exchange the files, or to suppose you want to install a software. Where do you keep the software? Keep it in temp and start installing. Why do you keep in your own home folder? Like that. So the next one is user. So this is one folder which you are seeing from the beginning. User lib 64, user bin, all these things are there. This is nothing but you see this user. User is not basically completely operating system itself. It contains OS plus applications also, some of the applications also, the folders related to like their applications, basic applications, not enterprise applications. Enterprise applications are kept in OPT. Normal basic applications. Suppose application like zip. You all know what is zip, right? Zip.
Yes, sir.
It's a small application, small application. With that, you can compress the file. So where do you keep that? It's not OS file. It is a third-party file. It's not an operating system. When you install Windows, you don't get. But you have to download like maybe 7-zip or something like that, 7z or something like that. Small files will be there. Or almost all the files are there in user bin or something like that. This is how it is being used. All the small applications, user bin, user related, customized packages also. If you want to install Office, where does it be? /user. This Office applications. This is clear. It's not OS, it is applications only. User. Understood?
Yes, sir.
You have several folders in /user. Several folders. We spoke about user bin, user etc. You have created some program. Why do you mix up in the operating system? Rather than that, you can keep it in user bin. Still, it functions the same. User etc, user games, user include, user lib. All these things are users related. Anything customized. Okay. And the last one is, what is the last folder in this?
Where,
Is the
whereable, sir?
var. Var means various. So we spoke a lot of folders now, right? From bin, dev, etc, like that we spoke. Var is various. I mean, like we call as miscellaneous, right? Other functionalities which are there, like various. What are those various? But various is also very important for us. You know why? In this various itself, there are many functionalities will be there. Like one functionality may be to keep the logs. Logs means a record of all the activities, all the user activities, system activities, anything, application activities, all the things will be there in that var log. That is one function. Maybe you have downloaded from FTP. The FTP will be here. Maybe you want to keep some website related files, www. Where do you keep? Var www. Okay, var FTP. The system has gone for a crash. You have collected some dump. Where it is? Var crash. Var mails. Many functionalities, not one, not two. Many functionalities are there in var. That's why we call it various. That's why we call as various. See this? I explained some of the things like log. Log is there. You have var temp is also there. Var catch is there. Var db is there. Var empty is there. Var games are there. Var gopher is there. Okay, all these things. If you install this line, I mean web server, you will see var www, var ftp, all these things also. Not one, not two, various. Is this clear about the file system?
Yes, sir.
Understandable about the, I mean, the home folders, the what we call as the folders related to OS, related to applications, related to users. Okay, you should try to learn these things, very important. Okay, so this completes understanding about the Linux file system. Linux file system. So the command prompt which you see is called as the bash. The command prompt which you see is called as the bash. And now let me explain about, if I say cd, I go back to my home directory. If I say pwd, you can see home EC2 user. Home EC2 user. I'm in my home folder. Now let us learn about something about the bash specific functions. Yeah, any questions till now? Understanding about this file system. Yeah,
No, sir.
Good to go.
everyone.
No, sir.
Everyone.
No, sir.
Sir.
Okay. So now let me explain about bash specific functions. Bash specific functions. You see all these things are what we call as the file system, right? User interacts the files or folders with help of bash. We learned about all this bash, the commands, etc. All these things very last few days. So this is related to operating system. So once we log in, we see this called as, your shell, your shell. This dollar is nothing but your shell. This is your who am I? That is your user ID. Who the user are, and at the rate of, this is your host name. This is your host name. This is the host name. You can customize your host name also as needed by saying this prompt, etc. All these things. This is called as the tilde. I explained already, where you are into your home folder, and this is your dollar means is your bash. Bash. So let me ask a basic question. This bash, where does it resides? In which folder it resides? Bash.
Boot, sir.
Bash bin. Absolutely. It is a command for the user interface. It is a command for the user interface. Suppose if I see ll/bin b asterisk. Okay, did you see this bash command?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Did you see that? It is there in bin. So you learned about certain things. So we learned about BC, we learned about background. Okay. See, all the, I have given only B related. All these things are related to what we call as related to bin. So these are all bin. So bash is the most important one. Now bash is the user interface. Without bash, you will not be able to access the shell. Okay. So we learned about when we say PS, you will see only bash, first of all, with 3343 ID. If this 3343 ID is killed, you will see that the terminal goes away. I mean, it will just vanish. The screen will just vanish, and the process is killed like that. Like that, we can understand. So yes, now let me explain about some important functionalities. Like if I say LL, do I see any files?
No, sir.
No. If I say LL minus A, hyphen A, do I see any files?
Hidden files.
Yes, sir.
It's not hidden files, it is dot files. Dot files. Do you see that A for all? A for all. See, what are all the additional files which you are seeing? You are seeing dot bash logout, dot bash profile, dot bash RC, right? See, all these three are something related with bash. Did you understand?
Yes, sir.
Something related to bash. Bash logout, bash profile, bash RC are something related to your bash only. So let us understand what are all the things. But before that, I will just tell you how your bash is organized, or the bash environment. What is the meaning of environment?
It's a place.
Infrastructure.
Basically, the surroundings is called as an environment. Whatever it is, the surroundings which is called as an environment. So you can say just env will display my bash environment. What is my surroundings? What are all the things which are which I can relatively go through? That is called as the environment. Is the bash environment. You can also try logging in and then just say env. So it will show you something. It has shown you something. When once if I run this env, you see this command. Where is this? Yeah, here. Did you all see this env?
Yes, sir.
So the first one you can see something like host name. This is the host name already defined. From there only it is capturing the host name, which is called as IP 172.31.26.67 something. The full name is been displayed, the host. The terminal is called as exterm. See, I'm not asking you to study everything, but understand, that's all. Because it is a huge subject if you go inside. If you say the shell, what is the shell? What is the shell?
It's user.
Dash.
The bin bash. You can see that bash is your shell. If there is a different type of shell, then it will be. But fortunately, in Linux, we have only one type of shell, that is Bash.
Bash.
That is bash. It is defined here. Environment is displaying, hey, you are having a shell that is called as bash. And this is history size. Do anyone know what is this meaning? What is this history size?
Last 1000 commands.
Yeah, absolutely. That is correct. So history means the previous commands which you are seeing. See, once you say up arrow, all these things are being shown, right? From where it is coming, all these commands? From where it is coming, all these commands? From the history
Story.
file. From the history file. If you say history, the command called as history, it will display all the commands what you have given, right? And it can store up to maximum of
1000.
1000 commands. If you want, you can change that value. That is default value which is there. That is default value. Is this clear, everyone? This is 1000 which is set. If you set for 10,000, it will store 10,000 commands, right? But that contains a script to change for all those things in etc, not here. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So other things are there. Your user ID is EC2-user, which is already known to you all. So certain things I'm skipping. This is SSH client port number 22, and this is your IP address which you have been used for, which is being shared. LS colors is list of colors. See here, I am showing you certain things like if I say MKDAR ABCD, it has shown a color called as purple. Do you all see?
Yes, sir.
Okay. This is a normal file. It is showing in green. My terminal is configured for green, so that's why it is showing in green. Suppose if I say touch 123 dot something JPG. What is the color it is showing?
Pink.
Well, how come the system know that it is pink and this is it randomly coming or something else? Did you all understand?
Type of file.
It's not randomly, right?
Something else, sir.
Something else. So if I say a different file name, still it is showing as pink only, the JPG files. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So this is the configuration which is there in LS colors. This is the configuration which is there in LS colors. So here somewhere it is written asterisk.jpg, asterisk.jpg. You see this one I have highlighted?
Yes, sir.
It is shown as which color? 01 semicolon 35. You may not understand what is that 35 means. The foreground and background. This is listed in ANSI, American National Standard Institute. So there is a long history for that. So what you can do is that LS colors, we have to change the ANSI colors. One, if you want to change the script, that 35 is nothing but something which is called as magenta, which you are seeing that 35. See, suppose if there is you see one more different color, .au. You see this one, which is colored as 36, right?
Yes, sir.
.au. Suppose let me say touch. You will see a different color now. Did you see?
Yes, sir. Sky blue.
This is cyan, we call it. So whatever it is, so this is called as directory colors, LS colors. You can change in the script if you want. These are the things which has been said. Certain files are considered as 35, certain 36, maybe certain up to 37 only. 37 is white. You can see from 31 it is there. Different colors. If you want more details, you have to study the book called as ANSI. ANSI, you will understand about that, how to change the directory colors. The mail path, where the mails are stored. This is the path. Can anyone explain me what is this path means? Path.
Environmental path.
The
Like
location.
in Java, we have setting the environmental variable, configuring the environmental variables. So in the same way, we are setting in the Linux.
Absolutely. I agree that path is basically you are setting the environment variable. See, ls, when you are saying clear, a command, that command is there in bin, but you are in a different folder, right? You are in /home folder. Home easy to user. How come the system know whenever you are calling by a command that it should execute from that particular folder? So you are defining the path. You are defining the path. So what all folders you have defined the path? User local bin, user bin, so and so all bins are being defined as path. Means that whatever are the commands, it will search from all these folders, and if it matches, it executes. Is this clear about this path? This is the environment which is set for you. PWD, home user, present working directory. If you change your directory, your PWD also will change. Language, US, US English, English US. History control, leave it. So home folder, EC2-user, home. What is your login name? It is EC2-user. So this is all called as environment. Understood? env
Yes.
command will tell you about the bash, how the surroundings are, how the surroundings are. Understood? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Now the real part which you need to know is a bash script. So you can also turn on your systems along with me and let us learn about how to write a simple bash script. We learned about the file system. We learned about bash basically. We also learned about the bash env, and now we are going to learn about bash script. Right? Is there any confusion in understanding something like that? Everyone
No.
understood, right? Okay.
No, sir, no confusion.
Right. So let us start writing a simple script. Simple, very simple script. So let us start writing. I clear the screen for you. So what you can do, you can say cat. I'll also explain whenever I'm typing whatever it is. Cat greater than file name. File name. Maybe I'll say script1. Script1 dot sh. We normally keep this extension dot. We normally give that dot extension as dot sh. You know why? Because this is a shell script. Even if you don't write also, it won't. It doesn't bother anything. It will work. Is this clear? The statutory warning.
Yes, sir.
If you write dot sh, it is a clear indication that anyone, whoever is reading, they'll think that, oh, this is a shell script. sh stands for shell script. Okay. So let us learn about how to write a shell script. Simple, basic shell scripting. So yeah, the first and foremost line, always you initialize with bin bash. So this is a shell script, you initialize with bin bash. How do you do that? Hash exclamation slash bin bash. Is this clear? What does it do? Whatever is the script, after finish, when you are executing, it will take a different command shell and then execute. Suppose if you don't write that, will it not execute? It will execute. It will execute in its own shell. Due to some reason, if the shell doesn't not able to execute, then this shell may be hung, so that you cannot terminate again. You have to kill this process. But if you are writing like this, it will open a different window. It will execute in a different command window. It will not be shown foreground in a background. Understood, everyone? So it is always a good habit that for writing a shell script, the first line is always bin bash. Yeah, please acknowledge.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So bin bash, always in a shell script, you write this as bin bash. Okay, this is done. And now the second line. Second line, put a hash. Hash is an indication of comment. Is a comment. Means that the system will not read this line. The operating system will not read while execution this line. This is only a comment. So you can write whatever you write, whatever you want. This is my first script. Okay. And you can say created by author name. You can write your own name. Whatever you want, you can write. System will not read. So this is always a habit that tomorrow when execution of a script, someone will say, delete this line. Don't delete that line. Instead of that, put a comment. Put a comment means put hash at the beginning. If you put hash at the beginning means that the system won't read. Is this clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
In future, at any point of time, if someone tells you delete this line, don't delete the line. Just put a hash. That is an indication of it is a deleted line. It is a comment. System won't execute. Done, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
We will write a script with whatever commands we have learned. So first thing is that I want to clear the screen. I want to clear the screen. I write clear. Whatever commands you have learned. So now echo, we learned echo also. So you can say echo welcome to my, you can say whatever you want, world. Welcome to my world. My first script. Right? Ensure that you are putting in quotes. Understood? Written? You can
Yes, sir.
enter. You can.
Yes,
Sir, if
sir.
I had done wrong, what should I do? How can I go back? Please don't ask this question now, because for that you have to learn VA editor. This is only one direction only it goes. If you have done wrong, rewrite again at this point of time. At this point of time, but at a later stage when you have learned VA, then you can modify it. So here once again I say echo. I can say like this: echo photo means it will insert a blank line. It will insert a blank line. Now, once again, echo, you can say today's maybe date and time. And time is, you can say dollar, bracket, date. You know the date command, right? Date command.
Yes, sir.
What does it do? It prints your date and time, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Same thing. The dollar bracket is basically a function which I am defining. A function which I am defining. The date command, it will execute the date command in that place. Dollar bracket, the command. Okay, dollar bracket. Today's date and time is, and I can write whatever I want, and my user ID is dollar bracket, who am I? Is this clear whatever I'm writing? Put the quotes close and press enter. Maybe you can write echo once again the same. Right? Echo, maybe whatever you can learn by whatever you know, like fun. This month calendar is You can say $bracket cal.
Sleep.
Understood?
Yes, sir. Sleep, sir.
Sleep, no, don't give any sleep. So this is enough. This is enough for us. This is enough for us. Say press Control C. So if you say cat script 1 .sh, the script should look like this. Understood? Done, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Shall we execute the script? So we have written a script. Script is a program. But the difference between your C program and script is here you don't declare anything like libraries, functions, nothing. Straight away you can right? There is no compilation. There is no object coding, nothing. There is no executable file, nothing. Straight away you can execute. That is the basic advantage of script. So we will again continue with script, more scripts later. But at this point of time, this is basic scripting. Shall we execute the script?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All of you are ready. So for execution of the script, simply say sh space the script name, sh space the file name, script 1, sh space the file name. Sh means shell, bash. Here, this is the bash. Once if you say execute, it will show you the script has executed. So the first thing is that it has done a CLER. So it has printed welcome to my world by first Linux script. Today's date and time is it has printed and my user ID is EC2-user. This month calendar is October 23. Done, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Everyone.
Correct. Can you please repeat? Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, is there anyone who couldn't understand the script? The basic script. The basic script. This is the basic. You can try doing on your own, whatever are the functions.
Sir,
What-
one doubt, sir.
Yeah.
So after pressing enter, how will I delete the previous script?
What is that?
So after I pressed enter, I couldn't delete the previous line. So
I
how will I
already
do?
answered that. I already answered that. You are asking the same thing. What did I say?
So,
Put ash on that line.
Huh?
okay.
What did I say?
Till the nano
Put ash.
editor, we can't do anything. We can go for a new one.
You write once again. You just close that and write once again. That's all you can do. Because we didn't learn this editing VI. Until unless you learn VI, you can't modify. So yeah. So this is only one direction. That's why I said that very carefully, right? You cannot edit anything as of now. This is not editor. Cat is only just creating a file. So okay, one more thing. If I want to add some more contents, like I'll tell you. Maybe I will create another file called as cat greater than greeting. Okay, greeting. This is another file. I'll write like this. I written like this. Happy Diwali. Okay. So if I say cat greeting, what will happen? The greeting will be displayed, right? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
I want to add this one in the script. So what I can do? This cat script one is there, right? I can say double greater than. Double greater than. Cat script 1. And say, just write this word, cat greeting. Cat greeting. And say, press Ctrl C. The script should look like this. There is one line which has been added. If you run this execution sh script1.sh, script1.sh, what will happen? Has it not added? Understood, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Added.
Got it?
Yes, sir.
This is how the script file looks like. So you need to basically practice all the things, otherwise the speed will not come. The speed will not come. You will only just figure out only for the thinking about what command to use, something like that. Got it? So now I'll tell one more important thing. Right? So I have these 3 files. We started with these 3 files. There is something speciality with these 3 files. You know what is the speciality? This is something related with
Normal files.
something related with bash only, right? We learned about bash scripting, basic scripting we learned. Now I'm coming back again. There is something relation in this. Understood? Yes or no? Please ask, please stop me if you are not able to understand. Clear, everyone?
Yes, sir. It's
Understood.
related to bash.
Bash script. See, none of you are answering. I don't know why. I'm asking several times. Is this clear on bash scripting?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Everyone?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Still more voices I need. See,
Yes, sir.
understand,
Yes,
ask.
sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Otherwise, this Linux operating system is such a type. If you try to convince yourself at a particular point without understanding, the next topic will be very difficult. Everything is interrelated. You have to focus, put daily effort. It's not just like that other subjects. Even if you skip yesterday's, today's one will understand. No, you need to learn everything sequentially also. Right. So now these 3 files which I was showing you, bash logout, bash profile, bash RC, is something speciality. What is this 3 files speciality related to? They're related to? Related to bash, right? Those 3 are related to bash only. So I'll explain.
Yes, sir.
I'll explain. The first one, I'll take about this bash profile. So see this contents, there are something which is called as 193 bytes. So see this content dot bash underscore profile. There is something, a small script is there here, shell script. There is a small script. So this is a bash profile. So get the alias and functions. This is a bash RC. So he defined about a different file for RC, a different file for bash RC. So bash RC is also there. This one he has defined. So get all the things from bash RC. He has written that. And then user specific environment and startup programs, please do from bash RC only, he has mentioned. And also he has defined the home path, the path for all these things, which will be executed whenever your terminal starts. Whenever your terminal starts, automatically these functions will be executed. Like we have executed bash, sh shell script 1 as a script 1, right? Manually, this will be executed automatically when your system starts, when your login starts. That's what it means to say. So same thing is your bash RC. Same thing is your bash RC. Okay. And the last one is your bash logout. When once if you are logging out, this gets executed. Any functions which are there gets executed. Let us try to do something in bash RC. The first one is bash profile we have seen. So let us see about cat bash RC. Bash RC. So there is nothing much major here, which is very similar to your bash profile only. You can see the same one is here, same one is here, nothing specific is there. Nothing specific is there. Both looks alike only, no problem. Both looks alike only. So we have one of the script which has been created, yes or no? The script one has been created. Let us include this script. He has defined very clearly user specific alias and functions. Means user, I want to keep any function, I can keep it here. So what I do, cat double greater than dot bash RC. See, please issue commands only if you have really understood. If you have not understood, please don't issue any commands. Try to understand and then issue. So bash RC. Cat double greater than bash RC means I am inputting some data into this particular file. So what I do, sh space script one. Sh space script one dot sh. Is this clear? The same shell script which I am executing previously, I am trying to execute using sh. Right? And press Control C. And press Control C. Understood, everyone?
Yes, sir.
So now this script is like a startup script. This script, what you have created, works like a startup script. What's the meaning of startup script?
Means basic script, sir.
Basics.
Once
After
you log in,
setting
it
up
will
the
come.
process, it will be automatically, this script will be executed.
Once you log in, let us try. So I'm saying Control D. Once again, I log in. Once again, I log in. What's my IP? Yeah, did you all see?
Yes, sir.
It has started executing automatically. See, earlier we used to see only up to this. We used to see only up to this. So it has taken a screen clear. Welcome to my world, my first Linux script. Today's date and time, it has executed. This month calendar, it has executed. And also it has given a greeting. Understood?
Yes, sir.
So did you all got trying to log off and log in? You want me? I can wait. But this looks fun if you are learning very much in a proper way. And if by chance, if you are not listening and if you are living in your own world, you have to live in your own world. Okay. Practice well. Linux will really change your life. I tell you, career. So anyone got like this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Only one?
Got it, sir.
Yes, sir.
Got it, sir.
Got it, sir.
Got it.
Got it.
Got it.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So today we learned about most important functionalities, the file system. We started with file system. We also learned about after file system, the environment, the bash and bash scripting, the basic bash scripting. I also shown you about this bash profile, bash RC. Bash RC. You also have one more script which is called as bash logout. You want to see something on bash logout? Yeah,
Yes, sir.
I'll explain. See, dot bash. you can say log out. So there is nothing here, only a commented one. So what you can do, you can add something in bash logout, cat double greater than dot bash underscore logout. Okay, double greater than. I'll say sleep. I'll say echo, otherwise first I'll say clear, you know that command, and I'll say echo, bye bye. You can give your name. Okay, and you can say sleep for about 5 seconds and say Control C. Understood what does this mean?
Yes, sir.
So once you log out automatically, what happens? It will first clear the screen and it will say echo bye bye, and then it will wait for 5 seconds and then the screen is closed. The screen is closed. Do you want to test this one?
Yes, sir.
Say Control D. Control D. Did you see bye bye?
Yes, sir.
Finished. 5 seconds it will wait and finish. Understood this session? Bash?
Yes, sir.
So my suggestion, please practice all the things. So this week we have completed cloud foundations. We started Linux foundations, okay, Linux foundations. So we have gone through the first day about the history about Linux, and then we have gone through, the most important thing is that how to access your Linux terminal, how to create your Linux server from your what we call as sandbox, and then how you can basically run the basic commands. I have shown you also, demonstrated basic commands. And then next is that pipes and filters also, along with, before that I also spoke about wildcards, asterisk and question mark. The wildcards, the pipes and filters, very, very important, something like 11 pipes and filters we have gone through. In our yesterday's class, we have gone through this process, very, very important, that process also, process listing, process basically, killing the process, and also priority, bringing down or bringing up, or whatever it is, the process priorities. We spoke very nice. And in today's class, we have gone through the bash. Before the bash, we have gone through the file system, and then the bash and bash scripting. Practice several kind of bash. That will be always an advantages for you all. Right? Bash RC, bash login script, bash logout script also has shown you. So in our next week will be very, very crucial for all of you. Again, I tell you, very, very crucial. You will be learning about some functionalities related to what we call as, we will start with file permissions, and then we'll also go through what we call as after file permissions, the VI, the VI editor, how you can modify the files. So that will be taught on Monday, VI. And then later on, okay, still more topics are there. A lot of topics are there related to Linux. We will cover all those topics, right? Is this clear, everyone?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Any questions in yesterday's or today's topic?
No, sir.
Okay. So my suggestion to all of you, tomorrow, day after is a good time for all of you to practice Saturday, Sunday. Don't leverage just like that. Practice much more. So also before leaving today, I'll just share some what we call as files to you as a Linux reference. Okay, Linux reference. That will be helpful for you. So here a handy notes is there. I'll just show you that. Simple for all of you to understand about a 46 pages which is there. Not yet over, but still this will be helpful for you. Okay, I'll just share this file for you all. So I sent this file from the chat. Please keep this folder. So process, we discussed about this process. Please go through that. How to kill. Still more things are there. Pipes. We already spoke about pipes and filters. How to run the script. Today we did that. Okay. The permissions, all these things, so I'll be discussing on Wednesday. Sorry, Monday. Right. Please use this one. Handy notes, which is there. And of course, I will share this scripting at a later stage, not now. These interview questions also I'll share. Interview questions. You can prepare for interviews also. What type of questions you get? So I shared these interview questions. Some of the things you can start learning from now. Again, I say we have not yet completed. We are not even halfway through. So, but still you can start exploring. What do you mean by Linux? Explain the features. OS internals, we spoke about all these things. Shell, kernel, and all these things. Hardware, applications, the user interface. Please go through that. What is kernel? This is a compulsory question in interviews. Two type of Linux user mode, command mode, GA mode. What is the difference between bash? What is bash especially? Not DOS. So this is process actually. You see this process states in Linux. We spoke about running, okay, ready or completed or something like that, waiting. So we don't have that type of process. You say running, terminated or completed, zombies, and of course sleeping. We also call it sleeping. Linux shell. We spoke about Linux shell, that is bash. We only have this born again shell, that is bash. So editor I have not spoken. Yeah, please go through this. What is proc file system? Today we discussed about that. It's a processor file system. Pseudo file system also we say. What do you meant by daemons? Yesterday I spoke about daemons. What is a zombie process? I spoke about that. Yeah, cron and all these things are not. What do you mean by shell script? I spoke. Soft and hard links, we spoke yesterday. Yeah, please go through this. Today I spoke about the ENV. ENV. Today I spoke. Whatever I am speaking, everything is important. There is nothing which you can say that this is not important. So please practice several times. Ask questions as needed. Yeah, any questions from anyone?
No questions, sir.
No questions?
No question, sir.
Okay.
No
So
question.
yeah, if there are no questions, yes. See, I have some work. I will catch you again on Monday. So So there are no questions. Just start, continue your practice, whatever you want. You still have a lot of time for your lab. You please continue. We will catch up again on Monday. All right. Thank you, everyone, and bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, hello.